Hi, this is Matt with Inmate Search Info. Today we're going to be taking a look at how to find South Dakota inmates. The South Dakota Department of Corrections offers a searchable database of felons in South Dakota. Now, the database will include results for anybody who is currently serving in prison or people who have served in the past. Now, one thing the search is not going to give you, and they tell you this in this disclaimer down here, is that it doesn't tell you about people in county jail, on probation, or under other kinds of supervision. So you're not going to get results on anything beyond those who have kind of committed felonies, have served time, and then if they are out, you're not going to get results on where they are now, even if they are still under some kind of supervision aside from actual corrections supervision. So that's just something to keep in mind about what it does and what it doesn't. Obviously, if you have this DOC, Department of Corrections number, and that's going to have to be a South Dakota Department of Corrections number, each state typically has their own, you can pop that in and get taken directly to the results. If you don't have that, you can search by name. Now, one thing that South Dakota does, as we'll see in a minute, is that they will let you put in an alias. So if you know someone by something other than their legal name, you may still get results. So go ahead and pop those in, even if you're not sure if that's their actual name. It also gives you some results, it appears, if you don't know the exact spelling of the name that you're entering, it will still kind of populate results for that. So those are good things. There aren't a lot of results for South Dakota, not surprisingly, not a huge inmate population. So even if you get more results, it's better to have more and make sure that you get the person you're looking for than not enough. So we'll go ahead and pop a name in so we can see what results we get. All right, now I'm going to make this as broad as possible to see if I can get a lot of results. And I'm affirming I'm not a robot. And we're continuing. Now the site is a little slow, so if you hit it and nothing happens, that's normal, at least based on the recording today. So here's all our results, and as you can see, they're kind of casting a broad net. Now we'll try this top person here. Obviously last name, at least legal last name, is not Smith, but we'll see if maybe it's an alias or maybe the system thinks this last name sounds like Smith. Let's take a look. So it's not an alias, so the system thinks that maybe if you write Smith, you might be referring to this last name or may have heard it as that. So that's somewhat helpful, I guess. You do have here, let's see, current convictions. Okay, so this is sort of the active cases, or at least they're actively on parole, so they do have the list of these convictions. The sentence was suspended. So they are not in, as you can see, they're not in a facility, they're outside, and but they do have that information there. Looks like, yeah, the term of their kind of supervision in that regard is going on at least to 2023, possibly 2026. So you do get demographic information. Obviously, South Dakota does not give you photos of the person, and again, they do have the information on the crimes committed that they were convicted for. Some of the stuff you may just have to infer from the abbreviations. Some of them you can kind of, you could probably Google it and see. We could probably make some guesses as to that. I won't speculate on that one. Now, let's just check another one. Maybe there's somebody that's actually still in a facility. Because it does have historical information, some of the information, like this is a discharge altogether. So once they're discharged and they're not under any kind of active supervision, then you just see the date of release. You don't get any information on the crime committed. So they have this, and for record, but the actual records that they keep after you've completed your sentence looks like washed out of there. So I had a hard time earlier trying to find someone actively serving, and here finally we do have one. So this is an active inmate, and we are able to see what facility they're at. They do give you an address, which is good. They don't give you a phone number or a direct link to the facility, so what you have to do is you just have to remember what the name was, and then you're going to click on the facilities over here on the left, and then you're just going to find it right here. And then you get an actual phone number, and if you click on it, you do get information. There's a little history. You find out what kind of programs they have available, and then information about visiting as well. So there is a little bit there, not a whole lot from South Dakota. If you're looking for someone who is out, you can certainly find out if they were in prison in South Dakota, but you won't be able to kind of find out what they were in for. That's maybe something that a background check might be able to help you with if you're curious about that. Again, be careful about using that information for any kind of official purpose, housing, employment, or anything to do with credit decisions, because even the information that's on these pages is not 100% guaranteed to be accurate. They don't take any responsibility, so if you do something incorrectly, you can get yourself in trouble. And again, don't want to use this information for any harassment or threatening purposes. That pretty much sums it up for South Dakota. A little bit limited. We do have more information on our page, which is in the link below, and you'll be able to see in the description where you can find a link to this page, as well as links to other types of offender searches, some helpful hints, and other information on the South Dakota corrections system. Hope that's been helpful. Thanks so much for watching.